Hello everyone, welcome to this video, part 5 of 10, and in this video I'm going to talk about stakeholder. So what exactly is a stakeholder? Stakeholder is an individual, group, or organization that may be affected by, or perceive themselves to be affected by a decision, an activity, or an outcome of a project. That's a very long definition, all right? And I just shorted it out to be anyone that is impacted by the project, basically. Okay. Now that does not mean all of them have the same level of importance, but we'll talk about that later on when we talk about stakeholder management. But indeed, all of this means that there's a lot of people that even in small projects that are stakeholders. Okay, so what are the most typical stakeholders you have in the project? Normally is the senior management, the user of the project, and any organization or person that is providing you with the resources for the project. So stakeholder management is important because stakeholder support might be necessary for the success of the particular project. And without their support, things would be much harder. So we don't manage stakeholders directly. What we do is we manage the interactions we have with them. So we manage the decisions in which stakeholders need to participate, any project activities that require their support, and we manage, most important, the communication with the stakeholders, both in terms of what content to give them and what frequency to use. So in the point of view of stakeholders, there's different levels of success on your project. And I think this is a very important part to talk about, all right? Because there's 3 levels of success, right? You have project management success, project success, and organizational success. Project management success, this is when you manage the project well. So you got the results on time and on budget. So in terms of you manage the project very well using your best practices, that's excellent. But that does not mean your project itself was a success, because then you have project success. And here we're talking about, okay, the benefits I wanted from the project became a reality. All right, so the project results have positively impacted my organization. And obviously this is much more important than project management success, because this one, project success, generates value. The third one is organizational success. And here is the fact that new strategies were able to be implemented. So the project results created new opportunities. Now I like to give a couple of examples here. For example, let's imagine this. A lot of students, they do the project, they finish the project or their school project, and they submit it on time. So as long as you submit it on time, pretty much is a project management success, correct? Because you manage your project correctly. You submitted it on time because that was the main constraint. But that does not mean you're actually going to pass the assignment. Right? Now let's imagine on the second hand you have a student that missed the deadline, so therefore he's going to get deducted some points, but he submitted the assignment late and he still was able to pass with an A. Now even though his project management was a failure, but the project itself was a success. I always like to give this example. I'm from Porto, as many of you know, in Portugal, and we have this beautiful, we call it the House of Music, right? So this was built many years ago for a cultural event that was happening in Porto. I don't remember now the year, but I remember that project management construction was an absolute catastrophe. Not only it was not ready on time, it went way over time, way over budget. We're talking about, it spent 3 times more than what it was supposed to spend, if I'm not mistaken. And it was really, in terms of project management, it was a failure, a complete failure. But after it was constructed, it really brought a lot of cultural events, a lot of music concerts to the city. And in that sense, it was a project success, all right? Now, organization success is when your project, sometimes even though it's not a success, it creates new opportunities. All right. Now, let's imagine this. You have a soda factory, or you make soda, right? And you decide to create a new flavor to sell it in a new country. Let's imagine in Belgium. Now you sell that country, you sell not the country, sorry, you sell that soda in Belgium, but the soda itself is a failure and people really did not like it. But what you do discover is that another product you have in the company that you're selling currently in France, for example, actually it seems to be quite appreciated by the consumers in Belgium. So even though your original project was a failure, this has created a new opportunity because now the trading is already there, the network is already there, and you created some new opportunity for the future. So to summarize, indeed, success and stakeholders are very linked together, and you need to manage your stakeholders in order to increase the probability of success in the company. But remember, not all stakeholders are the same, and therefore we're going to talk about that later, that indeed what are the stakeholders you need to dedicate more time to than others. Overall, they're all important, obviously, but you're going to have to manage your time carefully so you don't spend all your time just doing emails, correct? Thank you very much for listening. Let me know if you have any questions on the comment section below.